Good morning, guys. I'm going to show you how Mom's car was turning out. Now, let's see here. I'm going to make sure that I just move all that stuff. I looked at the video yesterday and I couldn't see that it was as shiny as it is. There was nothing to show what kind of quality the paintwork was, and it's absolutely flawless. There's no flaws in it anywhere. In fact, I get smudges all over and I keep washing my hands, but here's how the bottom turned out, which I'm really happy with. The drive shaft a little shorter because let's see, where is my pointer? I don't know. There it is. Should be a little bit more prepared than this. I took a section out of here and then shortened it that way, but I had taken 1/4 of an inch right out of here, and that seemed to work really good. I took a big 1/8 out of each side to get it to slip up in there. Wheelie bars, got them on. Try to brace it, because if I don't, I'll be shaking and it'll look bad. So I amplified these little springs here by putting some black wash on them. So they're done pretty good. I didn't have a, get rid of this. I didn't have a parachute. I looked in my boxes of parts. I didn't have a parachute, so I decided to make one, and kind of made it look like a duffel bag. But it was the rear seat of a 1967 Mustang Fastback. I had a model of years ago that I didn't use the seat on. So that allowed me to be able to make another one for the next time. There was already this cream color. Then I painted the aqua and then the blue that's in the interior, that's on the seats. There we go. I'll try not to move it around so much. The aqua, and I showed that to Tammy, and she said, "Well, that looks like the ocean." And you know how much I love the ocean. She really likes this car. But that's how it's turning out already so far. Now I gotta put a bunch of detail underneath the hood, which isn't really a problem. Just that I glued the motor in already, so it's like building a ship in a bottle, which I enjoy that. The more challenging, the better, I've always thought. In fact, there was a time when I wanted a model to be so challenging that I'd build the model and then I would assemble the interior by going into the windows on each side. So, but that was a great many years ago. I don't bother to try to challenge myself now. But putting the plug wire in on a Chevy engine, but under the alternator, that was a little bit challenging. And that's the one I started with. Now I want to show you how I make my, here we go, I'll turn it a little bit. How I make my, I don't use a distributor anymore. I used to. Back in 2006, I used to drill each hole and do the firing order and the whole 9 yards. I don't bother with that now. I'm getting far too old. 56 years old. My eyesight is not as good as it was, even using the magnifying glass. So what I do is I make a magneto. And I used to make the magnetos with a white color sprue and then paint them yellow like Excel. So I want to show you how I go about doing these now. I cut the top and then I use my emery board stick and I flatten it out, and then I put it about a 45-degree angle. Then I drill it with my spark plug drill. Get that done. And then I go through with this side here. It's a 1/16. I'll show you this real quick. It's the smallest number on there, but it's 1/16. And I drill it. That way you can glue it in place, and you can know that your 4 plug wires are going to pass through it, because I don't like surprises when you get to the last spark plug wire to feed it through, and then all of a sudden you can't. So I like to put it that way and then put it this way. That way, there we go. And then that way, the hole itself is the right size to pass 4 wires through it. But I hog it out this way and then this way, so I can fit them in there easier. And then underneath that, I'll whittle away. Can I whittle wood with you, buddy? And then I whittle it like this here. And then I keep going around until I get it nice and pointed. And that way I can drill a hole in my glue. And my glue will set. And then I can get started on my wires. Let's move this stuff all out of the way. So that's how that's turning out so far. Let me see if I can hold it still enough. Yeah, I keep getting gooey fingerprints on my model. I hate that. I have to constantly be wiping it off, rubbing it out. I had a fingerprint on the rear window just a little bit ago. Yeah, that'll drive me nuts if it's not absolutely perfect. Okay, I'll put that there. Put that there like that. Yeah, the back of that looks really good. Let's see, I showed you this stuff here. I'm going to show you my stash that Tammy got me. These, I like to use these for radiator hoses. That way they look a little bit like clamps. And if I want to paint them the anodized, then I just use the paint that I use on the taillights and paint them. These are perfect for fuel lines. Let me see if I can brace my hand. These are perfect for fuel lines. Got gold ones. Bronze. These are bronze, which is really odd, but those are cool. And they'll tarnish like bronze, which is neat. All right. Yeah, fuel lines. What do I got there? Chains from the jewelry box for scale chain. Yeah, that's all that's in there. Very heavy though. And there's a big. All right, that one there was one I made out of aluminum on my lathe. That was a gasket, a seal that was to go inside the airbrush. So that's where I put it. Good. Glad I wasn't looking for it, because I would have taken forever to find it. Okay, guys, I'm going to leave you with that, and I'll talk to you on the next one. Okay, have a great day. Okay, bye-bye.